Okay, people. So, yeah, I was just, moseying around, and I stumbled upon Jericho Ridge. This is the new film from Will Gilbey, right? He wrote, he directed. Um, it's produced by Alex Tate, Mark O'Sullivan, and Harvey Ascot. Executive produced by Mark Bikundu, Richard Khalil, Mark Foligno, Tom George, David Lyons, Sean O'Kelly, Deepak Sikka, and Jeremy Walton. It is co-produced by Besnick Crappy. Christopher Benstead took care of the music. Roy O'Brien was on cinematography. Sarah Pershk edits the piece. Casting, right? This is Steve Davis and Ollie Gilbert. Burim Arifi took care of production design. Art direction is Blendina Zima. Nina Sobbers was costume design. Hair, makeup, special effects. We got Goran Iganaski and Philip Petrovsky. Right, so our cast. Deputy Tabby Temple is played by Nikki Amuka-Bird. Her son Monty is played by Zack Morris. We then got Sheriff Eddie Reynolds, played by Simon Kunz. Chief Deputy Dennis Bailey, played by Chris Reilly. There is Deputy Walter Judge, played by Solly McLeod. All right, we've got Earl McCready, played by Michael Soka. We got Carter, played by Philip Christopher. Arnie Boo, played by Zachary Hart. Kresnik, played by Capital T. There is Tap Shannon, played by Aidan Kelly. Dakota, played by Olivia Cheney. Bob Peck, played by Alex Tate. Doom Doom Doom. Pam DeLuca, played by Pippa Winslow. The State Police Dispatcher is voiced by Eric Sergmanson, and the radio presenter is voiced by Adam Longworth. Right, so the gist of the movie is trapped and without backup. A small town cop fights for her life when her remote sheriff's office is targeted by murderous attackers. So, yeah, with something like this, right? It's all about how do they make this work, right? How are you convinced that this officer is going to be on their own and all of this stuff is going to take place, but can hold you for that duration, right? This is, I feel, 90 minutes, right? So it's got to be convincing. There's, it's one person, so surely that should be simple, right? So how can they make it work? Yo, this film this film was really enjoyable. Will Gilbey, I mean, come on now. We know Will has got chops, right? He on his own, he's done a lot of great stuff. And with his brother Julian, you know what I mean? Like, they're creative motherfuckers. So you know he can do it. And when you watch this, motherfucker went and did it, right? He did it. Now, there's enough here for you to, you know what I mean, buy this situation, right? They set it up well. to place um Temple, have her on her own and without resources, right? All of that makes sense, and then there's some moments in it because, right, what about the other officers and stuff like that? And there's a part in this film, and think you think there might be a possibility of something, and then suddenly that shit changes, and that definitely caught me off guard, right? It caught me off guard because I'm kind of thinking to myself, okay, I feel the only way this works is if, but I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm glad. I'm glad because it added that extra layer of suspense, you know, added that extra layer of suspense. So you were then wondering, well, how do we go from here? Right? What do we do? You know, Nikki Bird, right? We've seen her in so many different types of roles. You know what I mean? Like, look, she was in Persuasion, like Lady Russell in Persuasion, you know, and Mrs. Steerforth in The Personal History of David Copperfield. So you have those period type of roles, but then she's Violet in The Outfit, right? Sabrina and Knock at the Cabin, very different. Rita Williams in A Private War, which, man, that's a great film. That's a great film. So she is really, you know what I mean, done her thing, and those different roles, right? And that's just a few. She's done sci-fi, she's done all manner of things, and we really see her acting because oh my day, she takes you on that ride, man. Because look, you've got her work situation, her family situation. You have all of these kind of things, these different strains and anxieties on her. And we see that. We see that. The emotional with her son, you know what I mean? Like she really hits those points. And there's this real visceral moment. Trust me. That's all I need to say. When you get to it, you will know. And she pours her soul into this moment. It is so crazy that you're just like, yo, oh my God. Like she has to demonstrate the pain, all of these things. She does it miraculously. Right? It's a very good performance. Her son's a piece of shit. I mean, all right. That might be a bit harsh, but god damn, what an arse. He's an arse. Right? But Zack Morris, he really does like give you this, you know what I mean? Just irritating teenager. Well, teenager, young adult, you know, right? Where he's just sullen and just like moody and all of these things. There is a bit where he says some stuff and you're just like, yo, you little motherfucker, if you know all of this, why are you being a shit? You know what I mean? But it's a very good performance. Like all the performances are really good. Like Michael Soka as Earl. Yeah, he does his thing. And Solly McLeod as Walter Judge. It's not a huge role, but I think the shifts he makes really balanced, really well balanced people. Really was, you know. I mean, yeah, there's no one that I can go, yeah, they let the side down. Everyone really did do their thing. Now, there's the odd thing in the film, right? Like, if someone says a certain thing about something, be like, well, it should be fine, but this could be a possibility. When that is like, okay, so that's going to happen at some point, right? So, how's that going to play into this? So, I mean, I knew something was going to happen, but even knowing that, when it does happen, it's still very gratifying. It's still very gratifying. There's another line where Monty's like, I didn't deal, I just ran packages, which is just like, yeah, no, that's dealing. Like, what the fuck are you talking? I just ran packages. Like, that's dealing. So yeah, there's a couple goofy bits, right? And there's certain things you don't quite, I think you kind of wonder about, but really, this it's just minor things. It's a really, really solid film, and there's, a, I think you could go into this film thinking it might not be like a standout. You know what I mean? Like, I think you could think it might be something like Best Man, that the Dolph Lundgren film, or Assassin's Club, One More Shot. But it really is not. It is not like, man, I thought it was, I think, along the lines of, right, Land of Bad. You know what I mean? If you enjoyed Land of Bad, if you enjoyed, oh, he's always trying to find those good kind of reference points, like Handshake, that one. Um, oh God, there was the one with the police dog. Oh my days, it's on Prime. With Lang in it, the homie from Avatar. That's it. That's it. Is this Scott Lang? Oh boy. Um, but you know who I'm talking about anyway, right? It's those are the films that if you enjoyed those films, I think you would enjoy this. It's that sort of caliber. I felt, it's gonna keep you gripped. It's moving along nicely. Just any of those films, man. Like, if that's your thing, you'll be happy with this. You know what I mean? That's that's the thing. Like Echo Boomers. Um, yeah, I feel you get the gist, right? Like, oh God, what was that other film that we looked at? It was a while back, and it was like the police, undercovers, a wrong something, something wrong. Hmm. Yeah, that's not the most helpful, I realize. But I think I've given you enough solid reference points where you can kind of work out if this is going to be a film for you. A solid action film that you can buy into. You know what I mean? Like, all the setups, everything like that, you can buy into these situations. You know, and the acting is extremely solid. We've got some really well shot sequences. This just works across the board. So yeah, if like me, you missed Jericho Ridge, it's I watched it on Now TV. And it's, all over on VOD. So yeah, people, go check it out. Go check it out. Bird, Amuka-Bird, she delivers on so many levels. Will Gilbey, does his thing as we know he can. Yeah, people, Jericho Ridge.